The way you begin your day often determines the way you live your life. Think about that. While most people are still sleeping, a small group of people are already awake, already thinking, already preparing, already moving toward their goals. The difference may only be a few hours, but over a lifetime, those hours can change everything. Now, this is not really about a clock. It is not about 5 a.m. itself. It is about what 5 a.m. represents. Discipline, focus, commitment, intentional living. Because waking up early does something powerful. It puts you in control. Before the world starts making demands, before distractions begin, before excuses have a chance to grow, you have time to think, time to plan, time to work on yourself. And that is where transformation begins. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. Most people want success, but they want it without changing their habits. They want extraordinary results from ordinary routines. And life does not work that way. Success requires intention. Success requires discipline. Success requires sacrifice. And sometimes that sacrifice looks like getting out of bed when it would be easier to stay comfortable. Now think about this. Every morning you have a choice. You can hit the snooze button, or you can hit your goals. You can choose comfort, or you can choose growth. You can choose what is easy today, or what will make your future better tomorrow. And those small choices, repeated day after day, become your life. Because success is rarely built through one big decision. It is built through thousands of small, disciplined decisions. The decision to wake up, the decision to learn, the decision to prepare, the decision to improve. That is the 5 a.m. mindset. A mindset that says, I will take responsibility for my future. I will not wait for opportunity. I will prepare for it. Because winners understand something important. The morning is not just the start of the day. It is an opportunity to become stronger, an opportunity to become wiser, an opportunity to become more disciplined. And discipline compounds, just like interest in a bank account. A little discipline today, a little discipline tomorrow, a little discipline next week. And eventually, you become a completely different person. Not because of one dramatic moment, but because of consistent effort. Small disciplines repeated every day create remarkable results over time. We're going to explore the power of the 5 a.m. mindset. Why successful people value the early hours. How discipline creates momentum. Why morning habits shape your future. And how taking control of your mornings can help you take control of your life. Because the battle for success is often won before most people even wake up. Wake up with purpose. Think with clarity. Act with discipline. And watch how your life begins to change. Let me ask you a simple question. How do you start your mornings? Because how you start your morning often determines how you live your day. And how you live your days eventually determines how you live your life. Success is not created in a single moment. It is created in moments. Small moments, daily moments. And some of the most important moments happen in the first hour after you wake up. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Notice the phrase, every day, not once a week, not when you feel motivated, every day. And the morning is where those disciplines begin. You see, every morning gives you a choice, a fresh start, a new opportunity, a chance to begin again. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow has not arrived. But this morning belongs to you. The question is, what will you do with it? Most people wake up and immediately surrender their attention. They reach for their phone. They react to messages. They check notifications. They allow the outside world to take control before they have controlled themselves. And that's a dangerous habit. Because if you don't run your day will run you. Successful people understand something different. They understand that the first hour is valuable. It is an investment in clarity, an investment in focus, an investment in direction. Think about a pilot preparing for a flight. Would you want that pilot to start the day confused, distracted, unprepared? Of course not. The pilot begins with preparation, and your life deserves the same attention. The morning is your preparation period. It is your opportunity to think before you act, to plan before you react, to lead before you follow. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. And becoming better often begins before breakfast, before the noise, before the pressure, before the demands. In those quiet moments, you can work on yourself. You can read, you can think, you can write, you can reflect, you can prepare your mind for the day ahead. Now let me tell you something powerful. Confidence grows in the morning, not because of the clock, but because of the promises you keep. When you say you will wake up at a certain time, and you do it, you build trust with yourself. When you say you will read 10 pages, and you do it, you build trust with yourself. When you say you will exercise, and you do it, you build trust with yourself. And trust in yourself is where confidence begins. Many people are waiting to feel confident, but confidence doesn't come first. Action comes first. Discipline comes first. The feeling follows the action, not the other way around. That's why the morning matters so much. It gives you an opportunity to score an early victory, a small victory, but victories matter because victories create momentum, and momentum is powerful. One good decision leads to another. One disciplined action creates another disciplined action. One productive hour creates a productive day, and a productive day creates a productive week, then a productive month, then a productive year, and eventually a productive life. Most people underestimate the power of a morning. They think it's just another hour, but it isn't. It is the foundation. And when the foundation is strong, everything built on top becomes stronger. The morning sets the tone. It sets the pace. It sets the direction. If you begin with purpose, you are more likely to finish with purpose. If you begin with focus, you are more likely to stay focused. If you begin with discipline, you are more likely to make disciplined decisions throughout the day. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a complicated routine. You simply need intention. A few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Because the truth is simple. If you win the morning, you increase your chances of winning the day. And if you win enough days, you eventually win the week. Win enough weeks, you win the year. Win enough years, and you can transform your life. So tomorrow morning, remember this. Before the world asks anything from you, ask something from yourself. Show up. Be intentional. Be disciplined. Be focused. Because extraordinary lives are often built in ordinary mornings. And the people who learn to win the morning eventually learn to win much more than that. Let me tell you something important. The battle for success often begins before sunrise. Not because 5 a.m. is magical. Not because successful people possess some secret that nobody else knows. But because waking up early requires something that success always demands. Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Think about that. Every goal you have is on one side. Every achievement you want is on the other. And between the two stands a bridge. That bridge is discipline, not talent, not luck, not circumstances. Discipline. Now let's be honest. The alarm clock is not the real challenge. The real challenge is comfort, the warm bed, the extra sleep, the voice that says, just 10 more minutes. We've all heard that voice, and we've all listened to it. But successful people learn something important. They stop negotiating with comfort. You see, every morning at 5 a.m., two versions of yourself meet. One version wants ease. The other wants growth. One wants comfort. The other wants progress. One wants to stay where it is. The other wants to become more. And every morning, one of those versions wins. The question is, which one are you feeding? Because whatever you feed grows, and whatever you neglect becomes weak. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Waking up early is one of those disciplines. Simple, but not easy. And that's why it matters. Because easy habits rarely change lives. Difficult habits often do. When you wake up at 5 a.m., you're doing more than getting out of bed. You're sending yourself a message, a powerful message. You're saying, my goals matter. My future matters. My growth matters. And those messages shape your identity. Most people think discipline is punishment. It isn't. Discipline is self-respect in action. It's proving to yourself that your word means something. When you say you'll wake up at 5 a.m. and then you do it, you strengthen your character. You strengthen your confidence. You strengthen your self-belief. And here's what many people miss. The real benefit isn't the hour itself. The real benefit is the person you become because of it. A person who keeps promises. A person who follows through. A person who acts instead of postpones. That's valuable. Very valuable. Now there will be mornings when you don't feel like getting up. Mornings when you're tired. Mornings when it's cold. Mornings when motivation is nowhere to be found. Those mornings matter the most because discipline is not tested when it's easy. Discipline is tested when it's difficult. Anyone can wake up early when they're excited. Anyone can wake up early when they're inspired. But can you do it when you don't feel like it? That's the real test. That's where growth happens. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Better people develop better habits. And better habits create better lives. One morning at a time. The 5 a.m. mindset teaches you something powerful. It teaches you that feelings don't have to control actions. You can be tired and still get up. You can be uncomfortable and still move forward. You can lack motivation and still stay committed. And once you learn that lesson, everything changes. Because success requires the ability to act despite feelings. Not because you're always motivated, but because you're disciplined. Imagine doing this every day, every morning, every week, every month. What happens? You begin to trust yourself, and trust is powerful. When you trust yourself, you stop doubting yourself. When you trust yourself, you start believing bigger things are possible because you've proven you can do difficult things. And that proof cannot be bought. It must be earned. One morning at a time, one decision at a time, one disciplined action at a time. So remember this. The alarm clock is not your enemy. The morning is not your enemy. Comfort is the enemy. Excuses are the enemy. Delay is the enemy. And every time you rise at 5 a.m., you win a small battle. A battle against laziness. A battle against procrastination. A battle against the version of yourself that wants less from life. Win enough of those battles, and eventually you win something much bigger. You win control. You win confidence. You win discipline. And when you have discipline, success becomes predictable. Because the people who master their mornings eventually learn how to master their lives. Let me tell you something that most people overlook. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life happen in silence. Not in crowds, not in noise, not in constant activity, but in quiet moments. Moments when you are alone with your thoughts. And there is no better time for those moments than 5 a.m. Before the world wakes up, before the phones begin ringing, before the messages start arriving, before everyone starts asking for your attention, there is peace, there is stillness, there is solitude. And that solitude is powerful. Most people are afraid of being alone, so they fill every moment with noise, music, television, social media, constant distraction. They never give themselves time to think, and that is a mistake, because thinking is where growth begins. The major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become. And becoming requires reflection. It requires time. It requires space. You cannot hear your own wisdom if your life is always loud. At 5 a.m., something special happens. The world becomes quiet enough for you to hear yourself think. And that's important because your future is shaped by your thoughts, your decisions, your philosophy, your vision. You see, most people spend their lives reacting to problems, reacting to circumstances, reacting to other people's expectations. But in solitude, you stop reacting. You start thinking. You start planning. You start creating. That is why successful people value quiet time. Not because they want to escape life, but because they want to understand life. Think about it. When was the last time you sat quietly for 20 minutes? No phone, no television, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts. For many people, that rarely happens. And yet those moments can be life-changing. Because clarity comes from stillness, not chaos. Direction comes from reflection, not distraction. Wisdom comes from thinking, not rushing. Don't spend major time on minor things. That's one of the great lessons of life. And solitude helps you remember it. Because when you're alone, you can evaluate your priorities. You can ask important questions. Am I moving toward my goals? Am I becoming the person I want to become? Am I spending my time wisely? Those questions matter. And the answers matter even more. The 5 a.m. hour gives you the opportunity to think before the world starts thinking for you. It allows you to decide what matters, what deserves your energy, what deserves your attention, and what should be ignored. Now understand this. Solitude is not loneliness. They are not the same thing. Loneliness is feeling disconnected. Solitude is choosing to connect with yourself. And there is great strength in that. Because when you learn to be comfortable alone, something remarkable happens. You become less dependent on outside approval. You become less distracted by opinions. You become more focused on your purpose. And purpose is powerful. A person with purpose can endure difficulty. A person with purpose can overcome setbacks. A person with purpose can stay committed when others quit. But purpose is rarely discovered in noise. It is usually discovered in silence. The early morning provides that silence. A quiet environment, a clear mind, a chance to think deeply, and deep thinking leads to better decisions. Remember this, every great life is built on great decisions. And great decisions are often made during quiet moments of reflection, not rushed moments of reaction. At 5 a.m., you can read something valuable. Write down your goals. Reflect on your progress. Plan your day. Strengthen your mindset. Feed your mind with ideas that help you grow. And over time, those quiet mornings begin to transform you. You become more focused, more intentional, more thoughtful, more aware. While others begin their day in a rush, you begin your day with clarity. While others react, you prepare. While others are distracted, you are focused. That is the hidden power of solitude. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't demand attention, but it quietly shapes your future. So don't underestimate those peaceful early hours. Protect them. Value them. Use them wisely. Because some of the most important conversations you will ever have will be the conversations you have with yourself at 5 a.m. And those conversations can change the direction of your entire life. Let me ask you a question. What if the first hour of your day could completely change the next 10 years of your life? Would it be worth protecting? Would it be worth investing in? Of course it would. And that's why successful people learn a powerful lesson. They don't just wake up early. They use those early hours wisely. You see, waking up at 5 a.m. by itself is not the goal. Anyone can wake up early. The real question is, what do you do after you wake up? Because the value is not in the hour. The value is in how you use the hour. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Think about that. Most people spend years working on their job, but very little time working on themselves. And then they wonder why their life stays the same. Your income can grow. Your opportunities can grow. Your confidence can grow. But first, you must grow. That is where personal development begins. The morning is the perfect classroom. No interruptions. No distractions. No demands. Just time. Time to invest in yourself. Time to become more. Successful people understand a simple truth. The person you become is more important than the money you make, because what you become determines what you earn, what you achieve, what you attract. So imagine starting every morning with growth, reading 10 pages of a good book, listening to ideas that challenge you, writing down your goals, reviewing your plans, thinking about your future. Those activities may seem small, but small disciplines create extraordinary results. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And personal growth is one of those disciplines, not occasionally, every day, little by little, page by page, lesson by lesson. Many people want a better life, but they don't study life. Many people want success, but they don't study success. Many people want change, but they don't change themselves. And that's where the problem begins. Because growth is not automatic. Age is automatic. Growth is optional. You can spend 10 years repeating the same habits, or spend 10 years improving them. The choice is yours. Now think about this. If you read 10 pages every morning, that's 70 pages a week, hundreds of pages a month, thousands of pages a year. Imagine the ideas, the wisdom, the knowledge, the perspective, all gained from one simple habit. That's the power of consistency, not dramatic action, daily action. Most people are looking for a breakthrough, but success often arrives through routine. A routine of learning, a routine of improving, a routine of growing stronger every day. The morning is your opportunity to build that routine, to sharpen your mind before the world tests it, to strengthen your attitude before challenges arrive, to develop your character before circumstances demand it. And here's what happens. The more you grow, the more valuable you become. The more valuable you become, the more opportunities appear, because opportunities are attracted to prepared people. Success is something you attract by the person you become, not by what you wish for, not by what you hope for, but by who you become. That's why the morning matters so much. It gives you time to become, to improve, to prepare, to develop. You don't need 3 hours. You don't need a complicated system. You simply need commitment. 30 minutes, 60 minutes, a focused period dedicated to your growth. Read something valuable. Write down your thoughts. Review your goals. Learn a new skill. Reflect on yesterday. Prepare for today. Those simple actions may not seem life-changing today, but give them a year. Give them 5 years. Give them 10 years. And you'll be amazed at the person you've become. Because personal growth works like planting seeds. You don't see the harvest immediately, but if you keep planting, keep learning, keep improving, the harvest eventually comes. So don't waste your mornings. Protect them. Use them. Invest them wisely. Because every morning is an opportunity to become smarter, stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more capable. And when you turn your mornings into a personal growth session, you stop drifting through life. You start designing it, one morning at a time, one lesson at a time, one disciplined day at a time. And that's how extraordinary lives are built. Let me tell you something important. The 5 a.m. mindset is not really about waking up early. It never was. It is about becoming a different person, a stronger person, a more disciplined person, a more intentional person. Because the truth is simple. Your life changes when you change. And the 5 a.m. mindset is one of the fastest ways to begin that transformation. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Think about that. Most people chase success. They chase money. They chase opportunities. They chase recognition. But successful people understand a deeper truth. They focus on becoming. Because when you become better, everything else begins to improve. The 5 a.m. mindset teaches you to take ownership. Ownership of your time. Ownership of your habits. Ownership of your future.